So the first thing I want to do is get a scraper. This is a porcelain tub. I'm going to get a scraper and make sure I get all the edges here. You can also use afterwards, like run sandpaper. Okay, what I'm now going to do is apply some Bondo. Now I'm going to sand everywhere minus the areas that I've actually repaired.
Make sure it blends in really nicely.
This one needs a little bit more work. Now, when I put on my gloves, I'm going to soak this cloth. I'm going to soak it with lacquer thinner. Then I'm going to rub the whole tub with this. And up everywhere, all over underneath. I mean right here at the very bottom as well. Want to make sure everything is nice and clean. There. Now it's ready for masking. Okay, so now I'm going to mask and tack all of this down. All the way around. And the reason why I'm not, you can also, it depends how you spray. Again, everything determines on how you handle that gun, how well you know that gun, how wide your spray pattern is going to be, how much volume of paint and how much air. So if you're going to spray this much, let's say 16 inches, and you're going to crank that baby up, so you're going to get a lot of air pressure coming out the nozzle, this whole area is going to be full of dust. So in that case, what you want to do is you want to get some painter's plastic, run your tape all the way around, and fold your tape up, or vice versa. Put your tape all the way around your plastic, pull it down, and then tape it. Either way. But because I'm so familiar with my gun, I know exactly how much overspray I choose. Okay, you can actually have almost virtual zero overspray by turning the very tip of the nozzle like a 45 degrees. That gives you a circle like this, and then you can determine how big of a circle you want. Okay, likewise, when you have it horizontal, you'll be able to spray, and you can determine the width of your pattern of your spray, whether it be horizontal or whether it be vertical. It's all up to you. Okay, so in this case, I don't need to mask all the way up. However, I do need to mask, of course. You got to mask your floor, or I have tarps, so I'm going to tarp the floor, the toiletries, everything here. I have to, I'm going to mask the mirrors, okay? And then after I spray, then of course I run my blower and blow everything out again. Plus, I also use what's called a ventilator, a portable ventilator. You can pick those up at like at Harbor Freight. they're like 100 and for the whole thing, including the tubing, cost about I want to say maybe about $160 around there. Okay, that's for the whole kit and caboodle. But what's nice about that is when you enclose yourself, and I always enclose myself in because I don't want any paint beyond this area. Okay, so I run my ventilator, and I'll show it to you in a little bit, inside, and I close myself in with painter's plastic. I gotta set this up in here. And by sealing myself in, that eliminates any dust particles going out into the other rooms, which, you know, we don't want. You know, why do that? And then if you don't have so if you don't have that tube, the ventilator, then you're going to have to mask everything out, even the outside, you know, to make sure that any dust that's going to come down doesn't get on any furniture. You don't want any of that stuff, okay? So, in all actuality, the more you spend on yourself to do a faster, better, cleaner job, the faster you're going to pay yourself. So why not go that extra mile, you know, and purchase a product like that. Okay, so everything's masked, and you can see my tarp. This is what I'm talking about. Harbor Freight sells this, and it goes all the way outside. So all the dust is going to be, you know, inside this enclosed area. The reason why, see what I've done? They just pull it down, and then I'm going to be inside. And the ventilator is going to collect any existing dust and just move it outside. Prevents any type of dust coming outside from your work area. There's an FYI I want to mention that's very, very important. You really don't want to turn on the vent that's in the bathroom, because that smell of the chemicals is going to go right up through the vent and easily go into the ductwork, and your neighbors may very well complain about the smell. Now, if you have odor eliminator such as Ninja or whatever that you can apply inside your paint gun, that will eliminate the smell, and you will get absolutely no complaints at all. Actually, there's different scents that you can actually purchase, and all you do is just 2 or 3 drops inside your can, and you're good to go. It will not affect it. You will not get any type of fish eyes or any negative reactions to the paint. So that's just an FYI. Okay, this is the finished product. I primed and I gave it a dust coat, and the prime mix is 50-50 from Midwest Chemicals. And then I always spray the tubs twice. Okay, I just did my first coat. Now I'm doing my second coat. You're going to be hearing a lot of fans going on, so I do apologize for the noise. Alright, I'm just setting myself up here. Now this is a different tub, because the tub that I just filmed, the space was just not enough space. It was too narrow. It was too short. So this is a little bit bigger. So hopefully you'll be able to see my spraying techniques. Now, just so you know, the primer was already sprayed, and this is my first top coat that I'm spraying. Now I'm applying the second top coat, which is the paint. Now, the reason why you saw me spraying the bottom first, and there's just a shadow right there. The reason why you see me spraying this, because any existing dust will fall in. So that's why I sprayed like this, then the top, then the sides, and finally the very last is the bottom. So that all the dust, whatever dust there may be, will collect in there. And I go up and down all the way. And once it dries, it'll, well, I can't touch it now, but it'll be a very nice smooth finish. Now if you do happen to get like spits or little boogers, what I would suggest is wet sand. And you want to use anything higher than 220 grit. If you could use 1,000, you know, that's great. All you do is once it dries, turn on the water, you know, with your sandpaper, and just lightly go over it, and it'll feel really, really nice and smooth. It'll get out any type of boogers, or like perhaps you didn't clean it out right. And some dust or particles from the overflow makes its way onto the tub. So yeah, you could probably get it, pick it out, you know, fling it, whatever. But if there's some that you just can't see because you accidentally sprayed over it, well, once it dries, you know, always see with your hands or with your fingers. Never really see with your eyes, because when you see with your hands, you'll be able to feel any type of roughness, anything, any type of dust that might have dried on here, and you can eliminate that by just wet sanding it with very high grade sandpaper. So do not, I repeat, do not attempt this by applying some of the Home Depot products that they sell. It will not work. You're better off etching it and then applying. I mean, you know, if you pay cheap, you're going to get cheap. You get what you pay for, and the cheap becomes very expensive, because now you're going to have to redo it over and over again until you do it right. Why not do it right the first time? And the paint that I'm using per gallon, just the 1 gallon of primer paint is over $80 easy. It's actually $135, I believe it is. And the catalyst for the primer is equally, I think that's $127. The paint that's going to be applied on this per gallon is, I believe, $83, and the catalyst for the paint is $80 to $90. So anyhow, you know, I'm using very high quality primer and paint. If you're going to purchase cheap paint, etch the thing. Etch it. It's worth your time, because if not, and you're not willing to pay that type of price, then, you know, go ahead and etch it and do yourself a favor. Do it right. Take your time, okay, and do a professional job. I hope this helped you out a lot. Thank you very much for watching.